Hi guys, Victoria here. Welcome back to my channel. This is the second episode of my London vlog or video montage from London. I was in London at the end of April. If you haven't seen the previous episode from the first 3 days while I was in London, then make sure to check that out first before you jump into this one. On the fourth day of my trip in London, I actually was working the whole day and I was only filming in the evening. We went with my colleague for a walk around the city. First we headed to the Whitehall Gardens where we had a bit of a snack on the go. These formal gardens are part of the chain of gardens along the embankment, including Temple Gardens and Victoria Embankment Gardens, and the gardens provide an opportunity to walk through all three of them and enjoy a wide range of horticultural spaces. They were very beautiful, I must say, at the end of April, with blooming tulips and everything being so green, and it was a very great atmosphere. However, they do close the gardens at some point in the evening. I believe it was around 7 or 8 o'clock when they actually closed it, so we didn't have that much time to spend here. So when they closed the gardens, we continued on our walk towards the other side of River Thames. So we crossed the river on the footbridge and we ended up at the London Eye on the other side with a view to the Palace of Westminster. And then we continued our way towards the palace and towards the Westminster Bridge, where we came back to this same side through the Westminster Bridge. The Palace of Westminster is the meeting place of the Parliament of the United Kingdom. It is commonly called the Houses of Parliament after the House of Commons and the House of Lords, the two legislative chambers which occupy this building. The palace is the center of political life in the United Kingdom. The building was originally constructed in the 11th century as a royal palace and was the primary residence of the Kings of England until 1512, when a fire destroyed the royal apartments. The monarch moved to the adjacent Palace of Whitehall, but the remainder of the palace continued to serve as the home of the Parliament. In 1834, a second, larger fire destroyed the majority of the palace, but Westminster Hall was saved and incorporated into a replacement palace. The competition to design the new palace was won by the architect Charles Berry, who chose a Gothic revival style for the building. The Palace of Westminster has 3 main towers. The Elizabeth Tower is the most well-known tower housing the Big Ben. It is 96 meters tall, so it is actually slightly shorter than the tallest tower, which is the Victoria Tower, and it is much slimmer. It used to be called the Clock Tower until 2012, when it was renamed to celebrate the Diamond Jubilee of Elizabeth II. The Piccadilly Circus is a road junction and a public space on the West End. It was built in 1819 to connect Regent Street with Piccadilly. In this context, a circus, from the Latin word meaning circle, is a round open space at a street junction. Its status as a major traffic junction has made Piccadilly Circus a busy meeting place and a tourist attraction in its own right. The circus is particularly known for its video display and neon signs mounted on the corner building on the northern side. The Old Bank of England is a public house at 194 Fleet Street. The building was occupied by the Law Courts branch of the Bank of England from 1888 to 1975, before it was refurbished and put to its current use in 1994. The vaults beneath the pub once contained gold bullion and are said to have held the crown jewels for a period as well. I headed here with the aim to have dinner, and it was a Saturday evening, so of course they didn't have tables available. Make sure to make a reservation if you would like to eat here. Of course, you can also just go there for a drink, but I must say that it is very crowded, very busy, so if that's your vibe, go for it. If you don't like crowds, just visit and maybe have a drink elsewhere. I actually realized that I don't have that much footage from day 5 because I spent the day mostly just walking around, shopping a little bit, window shopping, and also moving from one hotel to the other, so I only have footage from the evening, and then in the evening it was raining, so I didn't do much. But then on day 6 I went to the Victoria and Albert Museum, and I also went back to the Old Spitalfields Market, so let's continue.
A which cannot be exceeded, a ceaseless veil, infinite vivid, prolonged flame, now curving away to no heat and no end, to the final colour and delicate jarring of its soul.
The Victoria and Albert Museum is the world's largest museum of applied arts, decorative arts and design, housing a permanent collection of over 2.27 million objects. The museum is located in the Royal Borough of Kensington and Chelsea in an area known as Albertopolis because of its association with Prince Albert, the Albert Memorial and the major cultural institutions with which he was associated. These include the Natural History Museum, the Science Museum, the Royal Albert Hall, and the Imperial College of London. As with other national British museums, entrance is free of charge. The Victoria and Albert Museum covers 12.5 acres and 145 galleries. Its collection spans over 5,000 years of art, from ancient history to the present day, from the cultures of Europe, North America, Asia, and North Africa. However, the art of antiquity in most areas is not collected. The holdings of ceramics, glass, textiles, costumes, silver, ironwork, jewelry, furniture, medieval objects, sculpture, print and printmaking, drawings and photographs are among the largest and most comprehensive in the world. The museum owns the world's largest collection of post-classical sculpture, with the holdings of Italian Renaissance items being the largest outside of Italy. The departments of Asia include art from South Asia, China, Japan, Korea, and the Islamic world. The East Asian collections are among the best in Europe, with particular strength in ceramics and metalwork, while the Islamic collection is amongst the largest in the Western world. The costume collection is the most comprehensive in Britain, containing over 14,000 outfits, plus accessories mainly dating from 1600s to the present. Because everyday clothing from previous eras has not generally survived, the collection is dominated by fashionable clothes made for special occasions. The photographic collection contains more than 500,000 images dating from the advent of photography, the oldest image dating from 1839. The sculpture collection at the museum is the most comprehensive holding of post-classical European sculpture in the world. There are approximately 22,000 objects in the collection that cover the period from about 400 AD to 1914. The collection of Italian medieval, Renaissance, Baroque and neoclassical sculpture, both original and in cast form, is unequaled outside of Italy. The museum's jewelry collection, containing over 6,000 items, is one of the finest and most comprehensive collections of jewelry in the world and includes works dating from ancient Egypt to the present day, as well as jewelry designs on paper. The museum owns pieces by renowned jewelers Cartier, Jean Schlumberger, Peter Carl, Fabergé, Andrew Grima, Hemerle, and Lalique. Other items in the collection include diamond dress ornaments made for Catherine the Great, bracelet clasps once belonging to Marie Antoinette, and the Behamise emerald necklace presented by Napoleon to his adopted daughter. As mentioned, the museum is huge. I was there for several hours and I still didn't see a lot of the galleries. And I must say that I should have gone to the jewelry collection earlier because I only had 20 minutes to spend there and that was definitely not enough. It is fascinating, so if you're into jewelry or you like beautiful things, definitely check that out. I also checked the fashion collection, the photographs collection, as well as the Buddhist, East Asian, South Asian, and Islamic collections, which I found very interesting. There is also a cafe in the museum, so you can definitely spend the whole day there. There is food, you can have lunch. They have a beautiful hall for lunch, very nicely decorated, very nice atmosphere. I don't know about the prices. I expect that it's not cheap for sure, but it is definitely a whole day activity, I would say, if you are into museums and you like art and design. One collection that I didn't really enjoy, which I was checking out, is the modern design or like contemporary design collection, which was not super interesting. There were a few pieces which were nice, but overall it was a bit boring.
Baby, you give me ice and fire. You're giving me wind and rain. You're some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight. You whip up my appetite. Don't leave me here high and dry. Oh, well, I don't wanna jinx it, baby. And twist myself at the spine. Don't wanna overthink it, baby. It's just twist your body and mine. Baby, you give me ice and fire.
My last accommodation was actually close to the Old Spitalfields Market on Brick Lane, and I started my day here having breakfast in one of the cafes, and I actually came back here in the afternoon as well to check out the market. As mentioned in the previous video, on Thursdays the Old Spitalfields Market houses a vintage market, which we already checked out with my friend the Thursday before, but I was not filming on that day because I was with my friend and I was looking for some gems. I didn't actually find anything at that time, but I went back to see what the market has to offer on a normal day. This market is a traders market as well as a food and art market. Traders began operating around 1666, where the market stands today. The market currently is open every day of the week, and it hosts various retail brands, street food stalls, bars, restaurants, and independent traders showcasing handcrafted goods, artwork, fashion, and jewelry. And as I mentioned, every Thursday there is a vintage market here, a vinyl fair as well on some Fridays, and the general arts and craft market throughout the week and the weekends. So this is it, guys. This was my mini series from my London trip. I hope you enjoyed these 2 videos. If you haven't checked out my previous mini series from Ljubljana, Slovenia, then make sure to check that out as well. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, then consider subscribing. I bring to you every week 2 videos, a YouTube short with fashion content as well as a long format video every Friday, travel vlogs, decluttering, cleaning, organizing, all the good things. I hope to see you at my next videos. Until then, goodbye.